Joining me now, Valerie Parker, a Trump supporter from Detroit, and Kimberly Taylor, who is an undecided voter from just outside the city. Both are attending the Trump event tomorrow. Kimberly, now let me start with you. Thanks for staying with us and watching and listening in on the Trump speech. Did you hear anything tonight that you think might pull supporters in for Donald Trump in even a very liberal city like Detroit?
Yes, who's that for?
That's for you, Kimberly.
You know, I did hear something about the recommitment to the American people and making sure that there's prosperity within our borders and not sending it elsewhere. And that's something appealing to people as we are dealing with this inflation at an all-time high. And just really instead of striving, you know, we are just barely surviving right now, and I've never seen a time like this.
Valerie, former President Trump spoke, very passionately about the need to bring down the cost of energy. And he said in his first year, he's going to cut energy prices by half. And that can probably happen if you lift all the regulations on how oil and gas moves in the country, which is a big thing now. How important is the cost of energy to the regular working class people out there?
Well, it's very important, the energy costs, but they're also concerned about the threat of the grid being shut down. And so now people have to consider about, paying their bills or, the cell phones, or are they going, in our new generation, with the electrical, if anything happened with that, they wouldn't know how to survive in the 21st century. And so I think he makes a valid point. I think that with the energy costs, it would make things easier. And the low-income people, they have a chance to get ready for this grid that's going. They keep threatening that they're going to shut down. So I think what he's saying is right on point, and it's going to help a lot of people.
Well, Kimberly, you said that handouts, they're not the answer to lifting people out of this economic malaise that they're in. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is there are a lot of opportunities in this country. However, you must know where the doors of opportunity are in order to take advantage of them. And I really feel that those opportunities are closely guarded in this day and age, and that we don't have enough people that are truly concerned with helping us to make our way out of poverty, or if not even poverty, to just maintain a middle-class status.
Yeah, we need the cost of living to be cut, and we need to keep jobs here in the United States. And that was part of his message tonight. Valerie, Kimberly, I can't wait to hear your point of view after watching Trump tomorrow. Hope we'll check in with you next week.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.